Good afternoon, everyone. It is 1:45 p.m. on Monday, June 2nd, 2025. I will call this meeting of the Elkhart City Plan Commission to order. Carla, could you please do a roll call?
Davis, Osborne,
Here.
Beecher,
Here.
Newbill, Lawson,
Here.
Baker, Mishler,
Present.
Irwin.
Here. We have 5 members present. That is a quorum. We can proceed. Could I get a motion and a second to approve today's agenda?
Move to approve. Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Pose same sign. Motion carries. Could I get a motion and a second for approval of the minutes from the April 7th and May 5th, 2025 meetings?
So move with one correction that I was absent, and I couldn't be both absent and present in April. So
Absent on the move to.
with that change, move approval. Yeah.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve as noted with the amendment for the April 7th meeting. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign. Motion carries. Could I get a motion and second for the approval of proofs of publication for today's meeting?
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Pose same sign. Motion carries. New business 25 FSP 01. Mr. Trotter.
We need to approve May 5th minutes.
We did both in the same
sorry.
motion. Yep.
Okay.
No problem.
Said 01 or 03?
03, I said. Did I say 01?
You said 01.
I'm in 03. Sorry.
This
Thank
is
you.
going off the rails. Are we ready now?
All right, just checking. The petitioner is the Elkhart Family Real Estate LLC. The site location is 2900 County Road 6. The request is as required by Section 2010B. You're seeking approval of an amendment to a final site plan for a new 106,700 square foot building addition at an existing manufacturing facility at 2900 County Road 6 West. Analysis as required by Section 2010B, seeking approval for an amendment to the final site plan. The request is to modify the final site plan by adding a 106,700 square foot addition over 3 phases at the north side of the campus. The plans also call for additional stormwater areas at the north side of the campus, as well as other underground storm water equipment. The project is north of the Elkhart Airport, located at 2900 County Road 6 West. The petitioner's agent submitted civil plans for review and approval by the city's technical review committee. Comments were provided to the agent, and as of the writing of this report, most comments provided by staff have been addressed, leaving only a few small items to be resolved. Staff has no further concerns related to the expansion project to amend the final site plan. Therefore, the staff recommends approval of the final site plan based on the following findings of fact. Number 1, the approval will not be injurious to the public health, safety, morals, or general welfare of the community. Number 2, this proposed use is permitted within the underlying zoning of the planned unit development. Number 3, the project has passed the city's technical review process. Number 4, the use conforms to the comprehensive plan, which calls for industrial uses. And number 5, the proposed use should not be detrimental to the property values of adjacent properties. There were 14 letters sent, 0 returned.
Mr. Trotter, any questions for Mr. Trotter?
In the staff report said there were some unresolved.
Yeah, anything that's left is minor, and including the comment that they have to appear here today.
Any other questions? Is there anyone here from the applicant that wishes to speak?
Good afternoon. I'm Deborah Hughes from Surveying and Mapping, 2810 Dexter Drive, Elkhart, representing the petitioner, Elkhart Family Real Estate. The company is Premier Products, LLC, and the property was purchased 2 years ago by them. It was formerly known as Pro Air, and they have developed a master plan to expand their existing building, and that's what you see before you. Because it's a PUD, we have to come before you for final site plan approval. The property was previously in the county and was annexed at some point, so the previous site plan was approved by the county. The owner is planning 3 phases of the building expansion, so the drawing shows phases 1, 2, and 3, along with the stormwater improvements and a parking lot expansion for future employees in phase 2. I'd be happy to address any questions you might have.
Questions for Ms. Hughes?
How many additional employees and parking spots are to be expected?
Currently, they have 150 employees, and the city requirements are 160 spaces. And so there's additional 34 proposed to bring them to the total of 161. The property is mainly going to be warehouse, so I'm not sure that they'll have many more employees, maybe 10, but not a large amount. It won't be for production.
Thank you.
And the owner has joined the call. Eric, if you would like to unmute. Maybe. Well,
Working on the unmute part, but Eric, if you want to speak, you would also have to turn on your camera. It's not a requirement. Not a requirement to speak, but if you wish to speak, you do have to turn on your camera. Okay, not seeing that.
not
If you
seeing it
change your
unmuted,
mind,
so.
please go ahead and turn on your camera. Otherwise, we'll proceed. Any other questions for Ms. Hughes? Seeing any, thank you. We'll go ahead and open up to the public hearing portion of this. If there is anyone from the public present, please come up to the podium. If you are online, please raise your hand or turn on your camera. You do have to have your camera on in order to speak. Not seeing anyone, we'll go ahead and bring it back and close the public hearing portion of this. Bring it back to the Plan Commission. Any other questions for the applicant or the staff? Not seeing any. I will take a motion in a second for approval of the final site plan.
Motion for final approval?
Motion by Mr. Mishler.
Second.
Second by Mr. Beecher. Carla, could you please do a roll call?
Osborne? Beecher?
Yes.
Lawson?
Yes.
Mishler?
Aye.
Irwin?
Yes. Motion passes unanimously. 25 ANX 01.
The petitioner is Finisterra Incorporated. The site location is Elkhart East Phase 2, areas generally at the intersections of County Road 6 and 17. The request is as prescribed by Section 2911B, a request to annex land north of County Road 6. Just to get over the other stuff.
Speak into the mic, please, Eric.
As prescribed by Section 2911B, a request to annex land north of County Road 6 and both east and west of County Road 17 to County Road 19, including both developed and undeveloped land within Elkhart area, or Elkhart East C&E Phase 2, land containing approximately 202 acres. The staff report is being prepared for Elkhart East Phase 2 annexation petition 25 ANX 01 to annex land generally at the intersection of County Road 17 and County Road 6, Elkhart, Indiana 46514, Oslo, and Washington Townships. This request mirrors the request in 2024 that annexed Elkhart East Phase 1. The petitioner is seeking annexation for Elkhart East Phase 2 to follow through with the original intentions of the agreement that allowed for the extension of municipal water and service utilities to support the development. In addition to supporting the development of the remaining undeveloped land contained within Elkhart East Phase 2. The 25 parcels included in the petition east and west of County Road 17 and north of County Road 6 to County Road 19 represent largely undeveloped portion of Elkhart East Phase 2 east of County Road 17. The developed land in the annexation area include Casey's, Thor, Furion, and the RV Hall of Fame. The intent would be for the zoning to be maintained as a PUD that would include similar uses as those provided in the Elkhart County E3 zoning district. The property is currently zoned Elkhart County DPUD, Detailed Planned Unit Development. This annexation is advantageous to the city as it will allow the city to benefit from the development that resulted from the extension of the municipal utilities to support the growth and development of this key gateway interchange into the city of Elkhart. The annexation request is voluntary. The property meets the contiguity requirement in order to file a petition to seek annexation. The size of the area to be annexed is approximately 202 acres. The territory to be annexed is 25.35 contiguous to the city limits, more than the 12.5% contiguous to the current city limits as required by Indiana code. As identified in the fiscal plan prepared by Baker Tilly, the annexation will result in an additional estimated $7,600 to $8,300 annually in additional non-capital costs associated with the street and police related to services over the initial 4 years of the annexation. However, starting in the second year after the annexation, the city will receive annual net revenues between an estimated $168,000 and $190,000. Staff recommends approval of the annexation as described in the legal description contained in the petition based on the fact that it meets all applicable requirements of Indiana Code 3643 and on the following findings of fact. Number one, the area to be annexed meets all applicable requirements of Indiana Code 3643. Number two, the comprehensive plan map has not been approved for this area. It is anticipated that the revised map will designate its future land use as a mix of commercial, office, and industrial uses to match the character of the existing development patterns. Number three, the current conditions and character of the current structures and future structures is consistent with the city will be enhanced by the annexation. Number four, the annexation is in accordance with the most desirable use. Number five, the annexation will conserve property values throughout the jurisdiction. And number six, the annexation represents responsible growth and development for the city of Elkhart.
Any questions for Mr. Trotter?
Mr. Trotter, quick question here. So it looks like the Baker Tilly annexation plan was prepared on April 17th, 2025. SB 1 passed April 15th, 2025. Did they factor that in to the fiscal impact of this analysis here, since it passed 2 days before? I just want to make sure that the numbers here are accurate when it comes to that.
I would have to confirm with Baker Tilly. I cannot answer that question.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Eric?
It's all part of the PUD that was approved in the county, so that zoning will remain. On the south side of County Road 6, yes. Now, again, the PUD had been approved in the county, so any of those public decisions and input would have been taken in the county.
For clarification, Eric, this does not include any residential that is not owned by the
Correct. There is no residential as a part of this request.
More question. I know there was challenges the last time we did an annexation and that the legal description last time had some discrepancies. Have we verified the legal description in this one? We have? Okay, perfect. Great. I know how much work goes into this and it's much appreciated. Any other questions from the Planning Commission? Okay, we'll go ahead and open this up for public hearing. If there's anyone from the public that wishes to speak on this, you'll have two opportunities, now and when it goes to the council. But for the Planning Commission purposes, we'll public hearing now. If there's anyone in the audience or online, please turn on your camera. Not seeing anybody, we'll go ahead and turn it back to the Planning Commission. Questions from the Planning Commission? Okay, could I get a motion and a second for a recommendation to the council on this proposed annexation 2501?
Recommended move forward with the do pass.
Second that.
Second by Mr. Osborne. Carla, could you please do a roll call?
Osborne. Beecher.
Yes.
Lawson.
Yes.
Mishler.
Aye.
Irwin.
Yes, motion passes 5-0. Next item, 25 Annex 02.
The petitioner's Wrangler Real Estate Incorporated. The site location is vacant land at Vernon Avenue and Greenleaf Boulevard. The request is as prescribed by Section 2911B, a request to annex parts of 3 vacant parcels located at the east end of Vernon Avenue and land fronting on Greenleaf Boulevard, land containing approximately 5.13 acres. Staff report is being prepared for annexation 25 Annex 02 to annex approximately 5.13 acres of land, in Oslo Township at the end of Vernon Avenue and vacant land adjacent to the north of Greenleaf Boulevard. The land is currently zoned R1 and will remain R1 zoning after the annexation. The petitioner is proposing to construct 19 single-family dwellings, 15 homes in a newly built cul-de-sac at the end of Vernon Avenue. 4 homes will be accessed from Greenleaf. This request will continue to add dwelling units, which helps reduce the housing deficit addressed and highlighted in the Zimmerman-Volk study. The value of the proposed homes is conservatively valued at between $265,000 and $300,000 each, which is taken from the current assessed values in the adjacent neighborhood. It is anticipated that once construction begins, the values of the homes will be higher based on current market pricing. Currently, there is water and sewer available to the site, which would need to be extended at the expense of the petitioner. The petitioner will also pay for the extension of Vernon Avenue as a part of this development project. The annexation request is voluntary. The property meets the contiguity requirement in order to file a petition to seek annexation. The territory to be annexed, and it says 43, that should be 37%, my apologies, contiguous to the current city limits, which is more than the 12.5% contiguity requirement contiguous to the current city limits as required in Indiana Code. As identified in the fiscal plan prepared by Baker Tilly, the annexation will result in an additional estimated $700 to $765 annually in additional non-capital costs associated with street and police related services over the initial 4 years of the annexation. However, starting in the second year after the annexation, the city will receive annual net revenues between an estimated $600 and $1,540. The planned expenses will be minimal for trash and recycling services. Therefore, the staff recommends approval of the annexation as described in the legal description contained in the petition based on the fact that it meets all applicable requirements of Indiana Code 3643 and on the following findings of fact. Number 1, the area to be annexed meets all the applicable requirements of Indiana Code 3643. Number 2, the comprehensive plan map has not yet been approved for this area. It is anticipated that the revised map will designate its future land use as residential. Number 3, the current conditions and character of the future structures is consistent with this, and the city will be enhanced by the annexation. Number 4, the annexation is in accordance with the most desirable use as single-family dwellings. Number 5, the annexation will conserve property values throughout the jurisdiction and establish more dwelling units to address the housing shortage in our community. And number 6, the annexation represents responsible growth and development within the city of Elkhart.
Questions for Mr. Trotter? Not seeing any. We'll go ahead and open up this proposed annexation for public hearing. If there's anyone from the public that wishes to speak on this, either here or online. If you're online, please turn on your camera. Not seeing anyone, I'll go ahead and close the public hearing and return it back to the Plan Commission. Questions? All right, I'll entertain a motion for a recommendation to the council on this proposed 2502 annexation.
I propose we send this to the council of the whole with a due pass recommendation.
Motion by Mr. Mishler, second by Ms. Lawson. Carla, could you please do a roll call?
Osborne,
Yes.
Beecher,
Yes.
Lawson,
Yes.
Mishler, Irwin.
Yes, motion carries 5-0. That is all that's on the agenda. So motion is second to adjourn.
Second.
We are adjourned. That may be record timing. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate it.